get weaker because he's adding it to himself. Then he has his ult. He hops on a horse and he rides away. That's literally what you do. You can actually, if you run around, you can ride around and hit people while you're on the horse for a little bit, and if you jump off the horse, it'll stun people. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to use the horse to get away. Like, just that's the main thing you do with the horse. Either you use the horse to get away, because you're probably going to already be in the fight. But yeah. And then his ability is Painless. Basically, he gains force of will, so he takes damage. The more damage he takes, the more conviction will actually heal. So, it's kind of cool using him. I was never really that good with him, but he's kind of fun to play around with. You have Neith. Neith was my girl when I first started playing. She's a hunter. Super easy to use, super safe to play. You have her ability Spirit Arrow. Basically, she just shoots an arrow in front of her. It shoots out, I forgot how far it goes, but it can actually root people to the ground. It's really cool. Then she have her Unravel, where basically there's a targeter on the ground. If anybody's in the targeter, they take damage and it heals her for a percentage. Backflip will actually just do what it sounds. It will backflip off the ground, do a little bit of damage, and it puts these little broken weaves on the ground. So I'll explain broken weaves when we get to her passive. But World Weaver is what makes her so fucking funny. So if you're in a, like, you know, Conquest something 5v5 and you're in your dual lane, and just as soon as you get your World Weaver, just open it up. Because everybody knows when you open it up. So you can just like look around, any picks, no. Alright, and just close it back. So now everybody just has to keep an eye on you, because she has a global ult. As long as somebody has vision on them, you can get targeted and you can get hit. And when it hits you like a truck, and it also stuns you to the ground for a while. So it can hurt, and it can be game changing. Even if you don't use it, it's really funny watching people freak out when they hear it. And then her passive is Broken Weave. Broken Weave actually affects everything but her ult. Broken Weaves are going to be like these little like spirit looking things on the ground. They're just kind of like wisping there. They go on the ground anytime you get a kill, anytime you die, and anytime you backflip. Backflip puts them on the ground too. Now, your Spirit Arrow and Unravel actually interacts with the Broken Weaves. If you do a Spirit Arrow over a Broken Weave, it'll actually explode, doing bonus damage. And if you hit your Unravel on Broken Weaves, it'll be more health back to you. So you can actually Unravel onto a Broken Weave and there's no enemy there, and you'll still get health back. So she has a pretty decent sustain, really good, really safe to play, and just long range. You're usually going to play her more of like in a support hunter, though. I mean, she does put out some damage, especially when you start to build her that way, but she's kind of more of a supporty kind of hunter. Ooh, cool, they even added ability builder. So it's cool, you can actually set it up to where you can do your auto abilities and auto items, but you can set up how you want it to do. So it has a recommended way, so it'll do it like that, but you can set it up so it can set how you want to play. So if you have like specific sets that you want to run to. You have Poseidon, who I am renting for like the next week, I think. Poseidon's hilarious. Look at him, he's just cool looking motherfucker, Triton and shit. I wish they had like his the other skins in here, because he has some pretty boss skins. You have his abilities. Tidal Surge. He just throws a wave forward. That's about it. He throws a wave forward. That's all you do. Trident. Activate the Trident. Basically, you increase your speed, so now you're like floating on a wave, and you do your auto attacks has like a 3-shot. So it's 3 shots that spread over. They spread open a little bit instead of you do a wide shot instead of like a one wave thing. Whirlpool can make or break some people. Like, oh my gosh, so basically it puts it on the ground, there's a whirlpool. If you walk into the middle of the whirlpool and you don't have, I think you need boots 3. Boots 2 doesn't even get you out. I think you need boots 3 or you can't get out. You'll get stuck in the whirlpool. And the whirlpool does damage over time and just holds you there, which is kind of funny. And you have Release the Kraken. My god, there have been so many like Kraken. It's so funny to watch it when it happens. You'll have people like crowd up, crowd up, and you'll see a whirlpool go down, and everybody's stuck there, and then you know what's happening. It is this whirlpool Kraken every time. Whirlpool Kraken. If you see the whirlpool, just stay away from it because you will get Kraken. If you're in a group, stay away from groups because you will get Kraken. Basically, it just comes up, this big explosive damage. It stuns, comes up, hits. It has a lot, decent range on it too. You have his passive, which is Changing Tides. Basically, when you have high tide, you build up tide by using your basic attacks. When you have like full tide, it increases your abilities and stuff like that. Increases ability damage. And when you use your abilities, it actually decreases your tide. So you kind of have to alternate back and forth with that one. We have Ra. Ra is going to be an Egyptian god. It's a mage also. So Poseidon and Ra were mages. Poseidon is not Egyptian. He's Greek. Neith is Egyptian though, and she is a hunter. Guan Yu is Chinese. Chinese warrior. Let's go on to Ra. Celestial Beam. This is going to be main of your clear, just because it's just a beam across the ground. It does some pretty good damage too, especially later on in the game. Divine Light. Honestly, I still don't know how to really use this move. Like, it does damage, but this is what you're going to use to run away. If people are chasing you, you use this and you run away. Like, that's pretty much what you do. It's just a beam of light, and it does hit. It does hit pretty hard. Oh, not too hard, but it hits them, but it slows them down, and it's how you get away. Solar Blessing is actually a heal and a damager. It's really cool. So if you allies or if allies in there, if you're in there, even minions, if you put it down on top of the minions in the minion wave, it's really cool because you can heal your minions and damage the other minions at the same time while your minions are damaging those minions. So it makes it really easy to push through too. You can also, I believe, you can also use this on your Titan. I think. Searing Pain is your ult. Basically, just think the Celestial Beam. Just not actually, no, not even Celestial Beam. Searing Pain is what the fuck's his name? Iron Man. Iron Man fucking cannon thing out of his chest. That's what this is. That's pretty much what it is. Straight line. It has some good range on it. I've seen some snipes like with the tip, just the tip catching people. It's really funny. But yeah, it'll hurt. And Speed of Light. Basically, every time you use your abilities, you gain movement speed. I think it's up to like 3. So you use all 3 of your abilities, and then people just can't chase you. I've seen Raws outrun assassins with fucking boots. Assassins with boots and speed. It's ridiculous. Let's move forward. Thor, my boy Thor. So you already saw him. You have Mjolnir's attunement. That's where you throw the thing. You throw his hammer forward. It's cool because it goes forward and it comes back. If it hits him both times, it does double damage. You have Tectonic Rift. Also, if you press it again while it's flying, you'll teleport to the hammer. So that's really good for escapes. Tectonic Rift. Basically, you just hit the hammer on the ground and make a fissure thing in front of you. It does stun people and does a little damage. So usually the combo you're going to see Tech Rift to stun you, and then Mjolnir, then Hammer Throw. That way, your stun Hammer Throw is going to hit you on the way out and the way back, and then come in. So later on in the game, or early in the game, that Hammer Throw, if it hits twice, can probably knock off like half your health. It's ridiculous. Berserker's Barrage, that's where you just spin and hit people. Just keep spinning and hitting people. I like using it to like clear speeds or right after the ult. The ult's pretty cool too. It's where you fly up in the air. This is what makes him such a good assassin, is the fact that you can be in the mid lane and you can get to almost the whole map. Just almost the whole map. Like, I think if you're in the mid lane, you walk over into the jungle, just like 5 steps into the jungle, and you can make it to either side of the map. So you fly up into the air, you'll slam back down. Wherever you hit, I believe it does stun damage. Does damage, it stuns. It's basically you're gonna slam down, surprise the shit out of somebody. It's good, really good for ganks. Berserker's Barrage onto them. So now they're probably down to like half health or so. And this is also, there's gonna be somebody else there. You're ganking people, so there's probably gonna be somebody else there trying to attack them too. And then if they do try to run away, that's when you just stun and beat the fuck out of them. And Madness. Basically, you just get more health, more damage. Yeah, you get more damage when there's gods around. So it's really cool, especially early game. Because, like, let's say if you do, like, a gank on... So if you go in jungle, you get your boots. If you get probably maybe just Momir, like, hammer and the Brazad. Hammer throw and the hammer spin. And basically, if you just go in the solo lane, there is going to be 2 enemy gods there, so you'll get plus 30 damage. So you're going to get plus 30 damage. Plus you already do decent amount of damage. Plus you're going to have your ADC there. So you can probably take out the ADC and then dip out. So just slow him down really much. Just slow him down as much as possible. Ymir. Honestly, I don't like Ymir. I can never play Ymir. I've seen some good plays with Ymir. I just cannot play Ymir. He is going to be a guardian. And I think I forgot to totally say, but yeah, Thor is Nordic. Yes, Nordic, because Norse, Nordic, same thing. And he's an assassin. Ymir is also Norse and a guardian. He's also magical damage, so keep that in mind. So you have your ice wall. It's literally how it sounds. There is a wall of ice that just comes up and it'll block people off. It's funny, if you use it in a jungle, it'll actually completely block off the jungle, so you can't get past it. You have to wait for it to go away. But one thing to remember though with Ymir, I think you need, if you have Boots 3, it might work with Boots 2 too, but it might be a little iffy. But Boots 3 for sure, if you're running away from somebody and you put the wall, like you put the targeter right at your feet, you'll actually run past it right as the wall comes up. So you can wall off people behind you. You can wall them off, like you put it in front of you. By the time it casts, you're actually going to be past it, and the wall is going to come up behind you and block people out. So it's really good for running away, really good for escapes that way. It's also really good for like blocking people in, especially in the jungle. If you get caught with a wall in the jungle, if you don't have a leap that can get over a wall, you are kind of shit out of luck. Glacial Strike. Glacial Strike's pretty cool too. Basically, the club hits the ground, and anything in front of it, it's gonna have like this creeping ice stuff that's gonna run forward and then spike up. If you get hit by that, you get hit with Frostbite, which is the passive, which I'll explain later on in a little bit. Frost breath. It freezes you to the damn ground. That's about it. It freezes you. It does damage, but it's just the main thing is it freezes you, and it's annoying as shit. That's all you really need to know. And Shards of Ice, his ult. Basically, usually Ymir's going to use this when he's getting low on health. So basically, he's going to just hunker down to the ground, build up a charge. You're going to see a circular area around that's going to be all freezing up. And eventually, he's going to just come up and just go roar, and there's going to be ice shards flying everywhere. So it does some pretty decent damage, especially if they build like damage power, especially if they build like magical power. If they're not really building magical power, it still does hurt quite a bit, and it slows you down inside the circle. You can kill him before he does it, but he has to be really low on health, because I think he actually I think he takes reduced damage while in that mode. And then Frostbite. Frostbite's his actual passive. All of Ymir's abilities that affect enemies apply a debuff to the enemy called Frostbite. All of Ymir's basic attacks, melee attacks against affected Frostbite do 100% more damage. So basically, you Frostbite them, it slows them down, I believe, too. Yeah. So Frostbite, and then they actually slow down. No, Frostbite, and then you can hit them harder with your basic attacks. So it's kind of like nice for getting like, kills after you like freeze somebody, beat them up, Glacial Strike, beat them up, they're slow, and you catch to them and just kind of whack them to death. And those are like the 4 gods that they give. Well, that's the 5 gods that they give you, even though I went through 6. But don't worry, you'll get Poseidon pretty quick. It's not that hard to hit level 5. Level 4, something like that. I think you get that at level 4. So, because you have this reward center. And then, so yeah. So every few levels, you'll actually level up and they'll like give you rewards. They'll give you god rentals. They'll give you boosters for the day. Favors is kind of is what you use to buy stuff.